All right, fellow car nuts, this is a version of my Hillbilly head porting 101, and y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but that's okay. That's nothing new. But you take a look at this valve here. I'll show you what it looks like kind of before. So, there's our valve. Actually pretty clean, surprisingly so. But what we're dealing with today, or wanting to deal with, you see this transition here into the valve seat. Basically, what we're looking at here, this is kind of a blunt area. I really like that knife edge, basically the transition here. So you can kind of see, if I can get my camera here to work, but you can see it's kind of a blunt area. It's also got some casting marks and casting lines. So the secret to this actually working, believe it or not, is Walmart bags. So I really don't want to take the head off. I'm kind of being lazy. So what I'm going to do, or what you need to do here, I'll show you. You basically cut a Walmart bag in half. Just cut it in half. We're going to take it and go over to the intake chamber here. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to gently, I say gently, but we're going to stuff this in here. And I've found over the years, cut a Walmart bag in half, trial and error, but basically I want to stuff that really tight, really compact, so it's really down in there good. And what's going to happen, that's going to seal things off pretty well. So take a look, and that's kind of what we got. So we'll want to be really careful when we grind. I want to knife edge this margin, but I don't want to nick the valve. So we just have to be careful around that. And anyhow, clean that up a bit. Now I used to be a little cautious, and I'd turn the crankshaft by hand and make sure that the valves were closed in the areas I was working. I don't worry about that anymore because just haven't had any problems. So I'll show you kind of what we're working with. Of course, first off, with any job, doesn't start without safety glasses. So I have our safety glasses here, and I got several different bits and burrs. These are from Amazon. They work pretty well. Then I have some drill bit extensions that tend to work pretty well. Different air die grinders from like Porter Cable or Ingersoll Rand. This thing has been a beast. It's been a workhorse for many years. And these are bits that I've got over the years from Grizzly Industrial. They work pretty well. They're not terribly cheap, but the smaller they are, the cheaper they are. And you can get many, many years of use out of most of them. Now, I also use a little pick to clean these flutes out. And also another tip for that. Well, I'll come over here. I'll show you the other tip. Okay, so say you have a canter blaster. It's lost its power or whatever. It's lost its, the aerosol is gone or whatever the propellant is that's in those things. So I take and dump it out into, like a little juice. Well, here's pineapple juice. So dump it in something like that. And that way you can dip. You dip this in here while you're working. And that lets it fly off a lot better and keeps the flutes cleaner when you're working. So we'll go in progressive steps, being very cautious, or as cautious as I can be. And then we have different mandrels. We'll go in successive grits, getting it pretty fine. Not a mere finish by any means, because we don't want the water droplets to gather on the walls of the head. So we'll go from there and see what we end up with. Seat of the pants, this does make a difference. Is it worth the time involved? Probably not. Once you have the tools, it's initial investments to get some of this stuff to make it work, and you do have to be very cautious. But for me, it's worth it, because when I do have the time, I feel good after making a car perform better or get a better feel, better acceleration, better airflow. For me, it's worth it, but it's not worth it for everybody, because there is some time involved, but it's kind of fun. Well, the start of any project is fun, and halfway through it gets tiresome, but we'll go from there and we'll see what things look like. Thanks for watching. Bye.